So when you look at a word problem that wants you to solve it using a system of equations, the first thing you do is go to the end of the problem and find the two things that it wants you to find. Those become your two variables. So the first thing is determine the number of t-shirts that were sold and the number of sweatshirts that were sold. Those become my two variables. So I'm going to use a capital T, let me get to the right place here, for the number of t-shirts sold. And I'm going to use an S for the number of sweatshirts sold. So my answer is going to be, using a complete sentence, something like they sold some number of t-shirts and some other number of sweatshirts. Now I just need to find those numbers. The other thing I can do in a lot of these is to go find two total amounts in this problem. Well, they sell 200 total items and raised a total of $2,450. What that means is my two equations, one is going to equal 200 and one is going to equal 2,450. Well, if 200 is the number of items, that's the number of t-shirts and the number of sweatshirts combined. And so the t-shirts, number of t-shirts plus the number of sweatshirts has to equal the total number of items sold. To raise the money, they sold t-shirts, so for every t-shirt they sell, they earn $10. For every sweatshirt they sell, they earn $20, for a total of $2,450. So I've written the system, now I need to solve it. Well, the elimination method means I need to have opposites. I'm going to deal with the smaller of the two coefficients. Since this is a positive 10t, I want this one to be a negative 10t. So I'll multiply everything in the first equation by negative 10 to get minus 10t, negative 10t, minus 10s equals negative 2,000. When I combine my equations now, I get 10s equals 450. And I'm going to bring that up here to work with 10s equals 450. So then when I divide by 10, s equals 45, which means they sold, and I don't know why I have those ofs in there, they sold this many t-shirts and this many sweatshirts. Well, once I know s is 45, I'm going to go back to the easy equation to use. T plus, instead of s, I'm going to put 45 in its place, equals 200. When I subtract 45 from both sides, I'm going to get t equals 155. So they sold 155 t-shirts and 45 sweatshirts. Now the second one, again, figuring out what they are asking me to find, determine the price of an adult ticket and the price of a children's, it should say, of a child's ticket. Okay, so those are my two variables. I'm going to say A is the price of an adult ticket, and not surprisingly, I'm going to use C for the price of a child's. So an adult's ticket, a child's ticket. Again, looking for two total amounts. In this case, it's not how many tickets they sold. It's the fact that two different families went. One spent a total of $57.50. The other one spent a total of $45.50. So how did they get the $57.50? Well, they bought 5 adult tickets and 3 children's tickets, and they spent $57.50. The second family bought 3 adult tickets and 4 children's tickets to get a total of $45.50. My answer is going to be the price of an adult ticket is something, or maybe just to make this easier, let's do it this way. An adult's ticket costs and we don't know what yet, so I'm just going to leave some space. And a child's ticket costs something else. We just have to figure out what these amounts are. So, I don't have opposites. I'm going to deal with the smaller pair of numbers, the 3 and 4, instead of the 5 and 3, but honestly, it's pretty close. And I'm going to say 3 and 4 both go into 12. So if I multiply the first equation by 4, I'm going to have 20a plus 12c equals, let me see, 4 times 50 is 200, 4 times 7 is 28, so we're at 228 already. 4 times 50 cents is $2, so this would be $230. If that's a positive 12c, I want this one to be a negative 12c, so I'm going to multiply everything here by negative 3. It's going to give me a minus 9a minus 12c equals, and I'm going to have to do this, 3 times 50 cents, and it's going to be a negative. 3 times 50 cents is $1.50. Carry the 1. 3 times 45 is 135, so this will be 136.50. This gives me 11a equals, and I'm going to put this just to make it easier to divide here, or subtract here, I mean. So if I'm doing this correctly, I get $93.50. Then, when I divide both sides by 11 to solve for a, I get a equals 8.5. Now, some people thought they did something wrong when they got this decimal. You can't buy a fractional or decimal amount of tickets, but this is the price of an adult ticket. So an adult's ticket costs $8.50. A child's ticket, well, to find this, I'm going to go back to one of my equations. 3 times, well, instead of a, I'm going to put an 8.5 plus 4c equals 45.50. Well, 3 times 8.5 is 25.5 plus 4c equals 45.50, which I could just write as 45.5. When I subtract this from both sides, I'm running out of room. I get 4c equals 20. Then when I divide both sides by 4, I get c equals 5. So a child's ticket costs $5.